Well, once again, welcome back to D-Bomb's Garage. I got 3 customer vehicles in. Got the 04 Ranger, got 2011 Honda Accord, and then I got this Toyota. Yeah, I got the Toyota in. They've been parting it out. The Ranger, I got to finish up. I got all the parts in finally for it. As far as the suspension goes, it's all tore apart. I just was waiting on parts to come in, which I got sitting on back of the Camaro. Driver's side upper control arm, shock, got to be replaced. Brake pads, brake shoes, brake pads on that side. The Honda Accord, can be swapping out taillights for the customer. I'm not sure which vehicle I'm going to jump on first. He's already got the taillights. Not a bad looking aftermarket. Looks like an LED style, but I'm not sure. That's what he's going for the upgrade on. That style versus that style. So we'll see how that's going to pan out on the Toyota truck. I'm going to have to do a compression test on it. I've got one of them 3.0 motors in it. Clean it up. Do a compression test across the board. Probably put in some new plugs in it. It's running kind of rough. This customer will probably have me pull it, and he'll probably put it up on eBay. Some of the parts are pretty good. The other thing I got to do to it, I'd like to do to it before I tear it apart, is the shift lever on the column is shot. He got it because the customer he got it from couldn't get it to go in gear, or they could get it by forcibly moving the shift lever on the column. They could get it in reverse and neutral. They couldn't get it in the drive. I disconnected the shift linkage from the column, and it shifted into all the gears just fine. I'd like to take it for a test drive after I figure out the brake line that popped. At least I'll have brakes. See how that shifts out. For the transmission, it is a 2-wheel drive. But it is cold in my shop right now. So what I'm going to end up doing is putting y'all on time lapse. It's just at 40 degrees in here. I don't care for the cold. I've spoiled myself over the years trying to keep myself warm. Yeah, this year I'll be 60. And I don't like the cold. So with that being said, I'm going to put you on time lapse and do as much as I can on the vehicles. I don't think I'm going to take any breaks between the time lapse to tell you what's going on. I'll just move the camera from job to job. I probably won't get to the Toyota today, but if I do, it'll be on here. If not, that'll probably be for another time. I haven't decided whether to do the Accord first or the Ranger. but it's going to take a little time for the shop to heat up. So with no further ado, I'm going to put you on time lapse. See you in fast speed. Well, I had to make a run to the house. Battery in the GoPro was dying, and I had to use the restroom. But the taillights for the Accord, I think the main light was all right, but the trunk light is too short, about 1.5 inches too short, so it's wrong setup. I had to call him, let him know on that. The Ranger, I did get the left side all back together. I still have to change the pads on the front. I'm gonna wait until I get the passenger side all done. It's halfway there. Getting closer. Yeah, put the hub on, put the upper control arm on, tighten the lower ball joint. I swapped that out. Shock is in, new axles in, and then I got to do the caliper bracket on that, put the rotor on. So there's only 4 things on this side to do, 1 thing on the other, on the driver's side, and I got to put the shield back up over here. The shield on the other side was pretty well gone right there. I'll have to go get the front end alignment after I get it all back together. So hopefully this is done by, no, hopefully I have this one done by 4 o'clock. As I said, I got to call him on the Accord taillights, let him know that they weren't the right ones, or at least the trunk lights are not the right ones. I didn't take the old lenses out because of that. I want to make sure you got the right kit. And I have to clean up my scrap pile, get that out of here. So again, with that, I throw you back on time lapse. The other thing I still had to figure out on the Ranger is the exhaust. I picked up some exhaust tube. I got to figure out what muffler I can slide up underneath there, what size. See if I can't get that a little bit quieter for him, which he asked for. So let me get back to time lapse, see if I can't drop my camera again. I definitely need a couple more GoPros. I can set them up elsewhere. I do need to get crash. Jiminy Christmas. I do need to get a couple earbuds or the Bluetooth headphones so I can listen to my music while I'm doing this and talking to you. So with that, let me kick you to time lapse. Well, Ranger's almost done except for the exhaust. Got all the suspension back together, tightened up, torqued down. Got the brake pads on the front. I just have to get my grease gun, grease it, and then I got to figure out the exhaust. Can't remember if I told you that the taillights and trunk pieces were wrong or not, but they are the wrong ones the customer bought. So now it's time for me to go in the house, see if I can't source a muffler, cheap one that I can get put on this Ranger so it's quiet. Then I'll get it off the rack, let the customer know it's ready, get that out of here. I still have to call the customer on the taillights. I think I'll save the Toyota for tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'll save that for tomorrow. This morning's runnings took longer than I thought. Kind of got a late start. I was hoping to have everything done by 5 o'clock, but obviously that's not going to happen. Hopefully you guys aren't too upset with the long time on time lapse. So with that being said, as of right now, for today, I'm done. Like, subscribe, share. Definitely subscribe. I need all the subscriptions I can get. I'm trying to make a go of this YouTube thing. Presently, I am unemployed. That was by choice. So, trying to make a go of this. Guess I'll see what happens. It's been going slow. With that, I'm out. Later all.